welcome to Steadfast. We're finally back home from our whirlwind trip to Europe, and it's wonderful to be back in familiar places. It was wonderful to go and amazing, and in some ways life-changing because of the things that we got to see and experience and be a part of, and the history that we learned, and there was just so many wonderful things that we're so grateful to the Lord that we got to go, and we got to talk a lot about Jesus to people that have never heard. It was so strange too, because here in America, almost, anyone you walk up to, hey, have you heard of Jesus? Oh yeah, sure, I've been raised in church, or there's usually sometimes a background in church, but it was amazing to talk to people who had never heard about Jesus. Just gonna give you a quick little thing tonight. This evening when I got back, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in my garden. My vegetable garden is completely like a disaster. It's got a lot of like grass seeds and things like that growing. The flower garden needs attention as well, and the thing about it though is it's kind of fall, and so it's a season of transition in a lot of ways, so I'm going to be kind of helping things along as soon as I can. But I did a little inventory of things, and there's not a whole lot of flowers blooming anymore. But one of the things I wanted to talk about is the flowers that are blooming, so we'll just take a look real quick over here. So again, it's fall, so things are a little less vibrant, but here we have plumbago, and it's pretty happy still, but there's a little bit of, I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, it's still got some blooms. This is called a buttercup, and it's doing really well, but it only pretty much opens its blooms in the morning. So you can see all these little yellow blooms, and those are open mostly in the morning. And this is the mandevilla, and it's got its traditional white flowers, or trumpet-shaped flowers. It could be pink, it could be a deep red. It's got a lot of colors it could be. So this is my desert rose. It's one of them. It needs to be weeded around and attention, and then I got some of these vincas sprouting up in the base. They need to be moved again. So yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that needs help. A lot of the zinnias, like this is a zinnia here. This one's done for the season. It is toasty brown, and I'm just gonna let it go to seed, and I don't know what happens if in the spring they come back up or we have to replant completely. But yeah, it's a little sparse. Here's one zinnia on its way out. Most of them are done. A few straggling flowers left over here, and then this is a teeny tiny one that got weed whacked, and it kind of is coming back, so I'm thankful because it's one of my favorites. It's so beautiful. But again, it's the end of the season for these different things. But I was driving not to, I think it was maybe the second day back from our trip, and we passed this place that had a Canadian flag flying. It was like a residential community, and it had a Canadian flag flying next to an American flag, and it was odd because I was like, well, this is America, why are you flying a different flag, right? It got me thinking about flags. And so I started counting all the American flags I saw after that, and it was probably another maybe 10 minutes of driving or so after that. And so then I counted about 12 flags in that time that were American that were flying, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Usually I don't think about the American flags that are flying in our country, and I also thought about all the various countries that we visited and the flags that were flying there. It was cool to see them because it was just their country drawing attention to itself and honoring itself, kind of thing. So it was really cool. Started making me think about, okay, so what does a flag do? For example, in a way, the blooms on the flowers here is like their flag. It tells the story of what they are, who they are. The plumbago flower is completely different from the mandevilla flower, and is different from the buttercup flower, and it tells or identifies what that plant is. Similarly, you know, American flag is going to identify USA, and you have, like, you know, the Swiss flag has the cross, you know, the red and white colors, and just all the different countries we visited had their own unique identifying flag. And that makes me think too of God, because it's like, what identifies me as a believer? What sets me apart? What do people see in me that makes them say, you know what, that's a Christian right there? And one of the things, even in church this morning, we heard about was, you know, they'll know you're Christians by your love. That's an identifying trait that we can have. It's like a flag we can have. And one of the other things I wanted to leave you with was out of the book of Exodus, chapter 17, verse 15. This is what it says. It says, "And Moses built an altar and named it, 'The Lord is my banner.'" So, you know, a flag is like a banner. And that's what I want for my life. I hope you want it for your life too, that the Lord is your banner. He's your flag. He's the one that identifies you among people as saying, that's one of my kids. That story, though, of Moses is very intriguing. It happened during a battle the Israelites were having with Amalek. And during this battle, Moses and Aaron and Hur, they went up on top of a hill, and Joshua was down fighting with the other Israelites. They were battling it out, and Moses took with him the staff of God, the staff that he used to cross the Red Sea, that he struck a rock with, that staff, you know, the one that became a snake when he threw it down before Pharaoh, that one. And that is what he's talking about when he said, "The Lord is my banner." The staff of God, this is my flag, this is what I hold up. So he would hold that staff up. And when he would hold it up, you know, he's holding it up, the Israelites were winning the battle. But as you know, when you hold something up, your arm can get tired. So his arm would get tired, and he would put it down to rest. Well, then that would change, and the battle would go for the Amalekites. They would start winning. And so Aaron and Hur, what they did is they rolled these stones up under each of Moses' arms to help him hold that staff up, and then they got one each on side of him and helped hold that up too, so that Israel would prevail the entire time. And after that battle, it's after the battle that the Lord said, "Hey, write this down in a scroll so that Joshua can always have the memory of this battle and know who I am," you know. And so Moses did that, but he also built an altar. That verse that I just read, he built the altar, and he said, "The Lord is my banner, because I lifted up that staff to the Lord, who is my banner." So he was the flag that Moses carried, and he's the flag that we carry, you know, in our lives. We serve him, we love him, we follow him. He's our banner. So anyway, all those things just made me think about flags and banners and what it means to identify that in our lives as, yes, this is what I stand for, this is what I will die for. And so anyway, I hope that's encouraging to you and something to be thinking about as you go about your day or night, as I think the lights just came on behind me here, it's evening. But anyway, I hope it's encouraging to you and a reminder that yes, we can prevail with the Lord. He is for us, he is with us, he is good in all his ways. And don't forget to count him as your banner. He's our banner. Hold him up high. He's worthy, and he is worth being identified with. He is worth living and dying for, absolutely. So be encouraged, and remember to remain steadfast and hold him as your banner.